Hello, my name is Laura, and today I'll speak to you about my experience with COVID-19 infection. My husband and I contracted the virus at the end of September following an outbreak in the adult hockey league that my husband belonged to. At first, we thought it was the flu because the symptoms were very similar, and my children had had it just the week before. But since we weren't getting better, my husband decided to get tested, and it was COVID. At the beginning of the infection, it was really hard because we didn't know we had it. We were unable to get out of bed, but we had the three kids here at home, but we couldn't ask for any help. So that was really hard, is trying to take care of them as well as feeling sick at the same time. The other difficult part about the experience was that it took almost a week before we got the positive diagnosis. And following that, there was a couple-day delay between the diagnosis and when we heard from public health to give us instructions about procedures to follow and protocols and timelines. So there was quite a bit of delay between our first symptoms that we had and the diagnosis that we actually had COVID and what we were supposed to do. The other difficulty with this experience was the feeling of isolation. So because we had to quarantine for several weeks because our kids' quarantine time started after ours finished, it made for a really long period of time not being able to leave the house and not being able to get groceries and all that stuff. So we did have some friends who helped us out, which was great, but we still felt quite isolated. There also was this feeling of judgment from some of our friends and acquaintances, so that since we had it, nobody wanted to come near us for a long time. And, everybody was quite scared and didn't want to come into our house after our quarantine time and after we weren't contagious anymore, and were wary about visiting us. So that too was difficult. If I were to give any advice to anyone to help understand people going through the experience, I would say that it's quite long lasting, the symptoms. I had respiratory symptoms and fatigue and still have fatigue. And it's been a couple of months already and I'm still not feeling 100%. So it's long lasting, which makes it difficult. And just to reach out to those who are sick, because it can be very isolating and it can be very scary, since the outcome can be really horrible, or you don't really know how everybody's going to react, since everybody seems to react differently to the infection. So hopefully this gives you some insight on what it's like to have the COVID-19 infection.